Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video on this amazing Oracle deck that came into my hands recently through a trade. I actually ran across this on Lisa's channel over at Lisa Pepez, and I am very much all about anything that can kind of help me with my mental health or shadow work, and so that's essentially what I really took from this deck. So this is the Reclaim Oracle. And it is by Marion Costentin. Costentin, I think, is her last name. But yeah, it is all about emotions. So there's 88 cards in here. And the artwork is definitely unique. It says, "What if you were always whole?" I took a deep breath and listened to the old bang of my heart. I am, I am, I am. So it comes edged in black too, which is really pretty, but we are going to just kind of dive into it because I really wanted to share this. So it comes with a guidebook. I love that it's her handwriting too. It's very pretty. We'll get kitten interruptions. Let's hope for the best here. Let's see. It seems like we're a little out of focus, so I'm just going to tweak with that for just a second. I was kind of struggling with it a bit ago. I couldn't quite figure out if I could get it to completely focus. Like harder to do with how I record. It's not gonna be the best that we're gonna get. Zoom in a little. And okay. So we have absence, acceptance, that sense of feeling at home, anger. I really like that this deck depicts the so many emotions in a simplistic but very evocative way. Oh, they're sticking together a little. Attachment, betrayal. Yeah, that's certainly what that feels like, isn't it? Blame. Like, it's quite incredible how she did it. And I'm really impressed by it. Change. Closure. Closing the door, and this person's like, bye, see ya. Parting ways. Confidence. I love that. You can see her standing tall and resolute. Confusion. Yep. We feel like we're being pulled in too many different directions. Connection. I like how there's this plant, but they're connected at the umbilical cord. It's interesting. Contempt. Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, that's what drew me to this deck, is how incredibly spot on it was for depicting the emotions. Control. Courage. I love how she has her hand up in the air, kind of defending off whatever this is. Criticism. Curiosity. Going through a doorway. Defeat. Yep. Denial. I cannot see, but my scars are still there. My wounds are still there. Desire. Despair. That is, yeah. Detachment. This person's floating away from these two here. Disappointment. Mm-hmm. Yep. disconnection. She's separated here. Almost like she's feeling disconnected with her body. Body dysmorphia, I believe that's called. Discouragement. Yeah. Feeling small. Doubt. Trying to climb out of the darkness and being pulled. Yeah. Envy. They're looking at their hands as though they have nothing while this person sits with everything. Expression. There's so much movement and growth and possibilities in this image. I love it. Fairness. Faith. I think that this would be like, in my case, it would be like a goddess kind of having you take it upon faith. Fear. Again, another card that really depicts what it feels like to feel so small. Forgiveness. Freedom. Like you're holding on to the other side of you, and you've kind of made your peace with who you are, and now you're focusing on what's next. We can only go up from here. Frustration. I look like this a lot. Grief. Yeah. Yep. I have a few decks that actually depict grief, and all of them I strongly approve of, because there's really no one way to depict grief, truthfully. Guilt. Yep, feeling weighed down. Guilt is a very heavy emotion. Hate. How it's just like coming from the inside, and it's consuming. Hope. Humiliation. Yeah. Yep, that's about right. Look at the eyes peering at this person, and they just feel like they're falling into this abyss of just humiliation. Humility. It's a little hard to tell if they're sticking together or not. Impatience. Another one I am very, very familiar with. I can be impatient, mostly with myself, but I can be very impatient. And I like how these could be like guides or what have you, kind of pulling her back from, no, you need to slow down. Inhibition. Injustice. Hmm. There's been a lot of that over this last year now, hasn't there? Insecurity. Teetering on the very tip, and they feel so unsafe that any direction will make them just topple. Integrity. They're blossoming out of a flower and kind of becoming themselves, I think. Jealousy. So the interesting thing about jealousy is it's actually a mix of several different emotions, usually several at once. And the key to understanding jealousy is actually being able to identify which emotion you're feeling that's causing your jealousy. Joy. I love, again, the movement in this one too. Kindness. That's so wonderful. So simple, yet it completely depicts the emotion very well. Limitation. This person is pushing this person back, telling them that they're not welcome. They're limited to do whatever it is that they're hoping to do. Loneliness. This one I really liked just because it shows that you can be surrounded by people and feel lonely. And that was me in high school completely. Loss. Yeah. Another depiction that I really like of loss is in the Oracle of Echoes, which if I had that close by, I would show you, but I don't because it's across the room because I don't prepare for things. Love, just again, feeling like they can touch the sky and grow and flourish. Lust. I love that. Again, another like simple but very to the point of what the emotion is. Passion. Yes. I love this. That I love that this is definitely like focused self-passion as well, like loving your body, feeling passionate about who you are and your sexuality and oh, that's so good. Patience. Slowly watching it grow. Peace. Love that their third eye is open. Perseverance. Again, another card with a lot of movement. Again, another one with a third eye open too. That's really cool. Power. This is a very witchy one, I feel like. And it's very much like the backs of the cards. It's cool. Powerlessness. They are just the scars just growing and growing, and they feel depleted and void of color and all personal power. Presence. The sun within themselves. Well, seems like they're glowing, being present in who they are. Pride. I love this. I love her pose, how she has her arms out. She's almost like dancing and just seems very comfortable and happy and mindful. Protection. Purpose. Maybe only the divine really knows. Or maybe it's only just between you and the divine what your purpose really is. I don't know. That's kind of how I look at that. Ooh, this is a powerful one. Rage. Actually, let me find anger really quick because they are two different emotions. And I find that, oh, there it is. I find that really interesting that these are depicted the way that they are because this is the spark and this is when it becomes out of control. And that is really interesting. And I think that was done really well. Regret. That this, whatever this is that they regret is withering away and they are consumed by it. And this must be their regret just kind of taking them over. Release. Feels good to do that. Resentment. Yes, a lot of turmoil and anger and pain and sadness and a lot of pointing fingers at each other and yep. Resilience. This really speaks to a person who's chronically ill, I can tell you. It really does. Respect. I love this. I love this so much. They have their inner fire and they have this boundary, and these two are respecting it. Like, this is where the line is. You do not cross. Revenge. Just, they're so consumed by it that it's just taking over their target. Sadness. Just wrapped up in it. Consumed by it. This deck makes me very emotional. Scarcity. Feeling alone. Security. Shame. Oh, this is another fantastic one with kind of body acceptance too. I love that this is depicted the way that it is because a lot of our shame comes from how we look at our bodies and sort of how we're conditioned to feel about ourselves and not take joy in ourselves or our pleasure. If we're really talking about, sexuality or self pleasure or anything like that, or just loving who we are. Sincerity, stability, stillness. Oh, I love this one. That is wonderful. It's totally a kitty fur. Strength. I am unstoppable. Success. See, this one, then, if you compare this one with defeat, that is another interesting one. See if I can find that one. I just really wanted to show it because it was interesting. There we go. That is really cool. Although we're not in frame. It's all right. There we go. That is very cool. Right. Support. Surrender. That is something that is extremely hard for a lot of us to do. Trust. Another thing that's extremely hard for a lot of us to do. Unworthiness. Oh, yep. This is where they want to be, but they feel unworthy, so they walk away from it, thinking that they can't ever have it. Validation. This kind of speaks to like inner child work, because I think that a lot of our validation tends to come from child wounds. So that's really interesting. Wealth and worry. Again, it's a person with anxiety. Yep, it's pretty spot on. So that is the Reclaim Oracle. And I wanted to talk really quick about the guidebook too, because it does have a lot of really wonderful things in here. She has some card spreads to change core belief, to really feel a feeling, to heal a conflict, to integrate an aspect of yourself, to understand someone, to heal a memory. I really think that this will be really, really helpful for a lot of the work that I've been trying to do lately. And I often find myself really wanting to take this out when I want to make sense of some of my emotions. And because there are 88 cards in here depicting the emotions, I really think that it's going to be a very useful tool, which is why I really wanted to get a hold of it. And I'm grateful I was able to trade a deck I wasn't using for it. So now comes the fun work with this wonderful deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching my little flip through of the Reclaim Oracle. I just really wanted to share it, considering it really speaks to a lot of the things that I like to talk about here on my channel and what I really like to achieve within my own personal journey. And yeah, that's all I have for you now. As always, thank you for watching, and blessed be.